The 11th of March, Rabbi Levitt, Nefesh Hahaim.
Okay, we are starting today, Rosh Chodesh Adar Shady,
All right.
with Shar Gimel.
I won't be able to be here for the Gemara class.
Oh, okay.
I'll leave the recording. I'll reset the recording so that it'll record.
Very well. Okay, so let's start Shar Gimel of Nefesh Hahaim, Perik Aleph.
Wow, we're making progress.
Yeah, we only have a little bit more to go. Okay, that's Hashem. And we call upon Alan to start the reading today. Shar Gimel.
All right. A Makom simple meaning is causing all to constantly be. With this reference here to God as Makom, the place, and similarly in Avot, and when you pray, don't pray by rote, but rather by seeking mercy and supplication before the Makom blessed is he. Chazal hint at a very great concept with this word Makom. And this concept requires explanation to understand the depth of Chazal's intention in using it and to explain the quotations which hint to it. Chazal have already stated in Avos that all Chazal's words are like burning coals, meaning that just as a hot coal is as with a hot coal, where even though a small spark of fire is visible within it, if you invest effort to change it and blow on it, the more you blow on it, the spark of fire flames up and spreads within it until it becomes a burning coal. And you can benefit from it and to use the light and be warm when near it. But this is only when near it and not when touching it. As once it becomes burning coal, care is required that you are not burned by it. Similarly, this analogy is applied to all the words of our sages, where even if their words appear to be brief and simple, they nevertheless have explosive potential, and that the more a person engages with them and delivers into the detail, his eyes will be enlightened from the great light from their flame. I think we talked about how it's really hard to understand a lot of this. Okay. His eyes would be enlightened from the great light of their flame, as he will find deep concept within them, as Chazal constantly review all of Torah as everything is contained with it. However, one should be careful with their burning coals, the words of Chazal, not to excessively delve into areas beyond one's capability of understanding. And part of this is what do we understand? As he say there, and one should warm himself opposite the light of the sages. That is, he should not avoid investigating them at all, as doing so will prevent him from deriving any benefit whatsoever. But he should also not approach too closely, so that he should not be burned, as mentioned above, but just the opposite them, as the Mishnah concludes that one should be careful not to be burned by the burning coals. This principle is also true here in the word Makom, that even though its simple meaning is understood, nevertheless, if one delves into it, you will find that it incorporates and hints at a further great concept. In reference to Hashem as Makom is explained by Chazal, and he reached the Makom place. Rabbi Huna said in the name of Rabbi Ami, why is God referred to and called Makom? Because he is the place of the universe. But the universe is not his place. And God says, Behold, Makom is with me. Rabbi Yossi Bar Hanina said, My place is secondary to me, but I am not secondary to my place. The simple understanding of this is that this is a place, for example, a space, tolerates and contains any object that is placed on it, within it. Similarly, with this analogy, the creator and master of all is the true space which tolerates and causes all the worlds and creations to exist within it, such as if God forbid we were to remove his constant great power from there every momentarily, then the space of existence and the life of all the worlds would cease to exist as per your continuously give life to everything. Okay, next.
Okay, let's go over this again.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got the English. So let's go over it again with the Hebrew and with the help of Alan's translation, we'll be able to make it easier to explain the Hebrew. And we will call upon. Oh, here comes Roy. We'll call upon Mayor to start.
Okay, so it says, Uma Shamru Khan Brachot Lamakom. So what it says here in Brachot on Daf Lamed on Bet Lamakom, to the place. Okay, literally. V'chein be'avot Bet Yud Gimel. Let's see, Amru Kishata mitpalel al tas tefilatcha keva el rachamim v'tachanunim lifnei hamakom ahu. Okay, so this is from, I guess, Avot. Let's see, when one stands and pray, altas, I'm not sure, altas keva.
Altas is from the word osei. So it's the hay falls off over here.
Oh, so don't make it like a fixed practice, I guess.
Yes, I mean it doesn't mean not to daven Shachris Mincha and Mariv in a fixed format, obviously.
Mhm.
So it means something's fixed, that it's static. It doesn't have a feeling to it. It doesn't have it's by rotes.
Mhm.
Just without anything more than the saying of the words. Don't daven like that. Ella, how should you daven? Rachamim b'tachnunim lifnei hamakom baruch hu. You feel yourself asking, begging Hashem for rachamim, for mercy, b'tachnunim, and you're saying it to Him in a way of supplication, meaning from a standpoint of anivus, of humility. Lifnei hamakom, and the point here is that he wants to point out that the statement in Avos is used. Why doesn't it say put your prayers in rachamim and tachnunim lifnei hakadosh baruch hu? Why does it say lifnei hamakom? So obviously, there's a reason why the Tana in Avos over here is using the word hamakom. There's some connection to a tefillah and to a tefillah haguna, a fitting and appropriate tefillah is that we do rachamim and tachnunim, supplication and begging for mercy, lifnei hamakom, before hamakom. Baruch Hu, base hay stands for Baruch Hu. So just like we say Hakadosh Baruch Hu, we say Hamakom Baruch Hu. So what's the difference between saying Hakadosh Baruch Hu and Hamakom Baruch Hu? That's going to be the theme. Okay. Did you satisfy with that, or you went to a few another sentence?
No, we have to go on. Let's see. It says Ramzu
Okay.
Zikronam livracha b'tevat makom le'inyan gadol. So it's a great concept. Okay, let's see. The ha'inyan sarich beor lahavin omek kavanatam zikronam livracha bazeh v'misbar kra'e haromzim azeh.
And ulamazbir, or we could say ulahazbir, to explain. Kroi haromzim alzeh, the psukim that hint at this concept, because I don't think that there is a pasuk in Tanakh that uses this expression hamakom. Because why do I say that? Because he's saying over here that that's going to be a question over here. Actually, the question is, where does this name Hamakom come from? Is it in the, or is it a name that Chazal gave to Hashem? Where do we see this in the psukim? He says over here that we have to explain psukim that hint to this. So I don't know what he means. Well, I guess we're going to see very soon if he's going to be speaking about this name of Hashem Hamakom. If he does have a pasuk, he's certainly going to bring it. But if all he's bringing over here is the statement of Chazal and Avos and a Gemara and Brachos, etc., so then we'll have the answer to our question. There is no pasuk. So we'll keep that in mind as we read further.
Okay, hold on, Makom.
Mayor's already investigating.
Well, you're right about Hamakom, at least in Jastrow, there is no Hamakom. But I'm just looking to see if there's Makom. Let's see.
Is there any such thing as searching the words of Tanakh and Googling the word Hamakom?
Well, they're in oh, I don't know. Maybe on Google, maybe. There is Makom,
Okay.
though, in the various locations.
Right, but the word makom without the hey at the beginning, hey idea, would not be referring to Hashem.
That's right. That's right. So it's irrelevant at this point. Okay.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see. I'm sure he's going to.
Let's see.
All right, very good. So let's go further, and we call upon Lou to continue the reading. Ukvar Amru Zal Ba'avos.
Lou, you're muted.
Thank you, Roy. I'm not sure where we are.
The dot, the second dot on page, whatever it is. What's the page?
One of the pages in the book?
Page 407.
407?
Yeah, the third gateway, the start of the third gateway. Gimel, the second full dot, black dot.
Ukavar Amru,
Yes.
Yes.
Zichronam Livracha Ba'avos Shekol Divrehem
This is
Chale Eish.
hmm.
So Chazal have already stated in Avos that all the words of Chazal are like burning coals. Shekamo Haga Chelet, just as with a hot coal. Sha'af Shalo near Ba Rock Nitzotz Aish. It only has a tiny bit of fire in it. Im tasim kochacha ba lahafcha ula nafcha.
Trying to get your chair over there.
If you put your strength into it and you blow on it, kol shetinapcha yoter, the more that you blow on it, tis la chev betis pa shet ba hanitzutz. It flames up and spreads. Ad sheteaseh kula lo cheshes, until the whole thing is burning. V'suchal lehanos mi mena lehish tamesh leora ulehis chames negda. You can benefit from it to use its light and be warmed when you're near it. Aval rak negda velo lehachaza. But only when you're near it, but not when you touch it. Shekevan shenaases lo cheshes tarich lehi rus shelo tikaveh ba. That once it becomes a burning coal, you have to be careful that you're not burned by it.
Sorry. Yeah.
Pain de bedimo de bedimios de bedimion that nim shalu kol divrei chachamim. And similarly, this analogy applies to all the words of the sages. Sha'af she'nir im divarim kitzarim ufe shutim. that they nevertheless have explosive potential. It is self-evident. Aval Haim,
even though they seem to be very terse and simple, the words, not many words, they seem to be very simple, but as you say, they're like they have a very great power to them, like a hammer that you bang onto something and it creates a pizzuz, an explosion. They're explosive, the words.
right. Aval Haim Kifatish Yefotu. But they oh, I see. I skipped a line. Where even if their words appear to be brief and simple, they nevertheless have explosive potential. That's the hammer. That's the patish.
Yeah.
Shekol sheha'adam mehapech umesalsel umedakdek bahem. That even that the more a person engages with them and analyzes them, yeoru einav mishal cheves o ram ha gadol. His eyes will be enlightened from the great light of their flame. I kind of lost the thread of the analogy here. What the simple, the brief and simple, what is the brief and simple analogous to?
Okay, so what he's saying is, let's first clarify what's the if you have a coal, and he says even if the coal has just one spark of fire in that coal, the rest of the coal seems to be smoldering, I guess. If you the more that you work the coal, you blow on it, you soak it, so then you'll see that this coal will transform itself from being one little spark to the whole coal will be a flaming coal, a flaming fire, and from that flaming fire, you'll be able to derive great benefit from. You'll be able to use it for light. You'll be able to use it for heating purposes, for cooking purposes. But just as you can do that, but that's at a distance. If you would try to hold on to the coal, so then you're going to get burns. That's not. You got too close. It then could damage you. So that's the situation with the coal. And he says the words of the Hahaim are like this coal, because if you use it properly and you analyze the words with great reverence and seriousness, and take every single thing that they say and turn it over and seriously analyze it, you'll come out with very, very beneficial lessons. But if you don't take the words in that way, but you just sort of like treat them not in the proper way, that's called getting too close. And like that, you could totally subvert and misread and then that's not good. Then you'll get burned from the words because you'll come out with a totally incorrect shot of what they say.
I don't understand why not being serious about them is like getting too close.
It's like somebody doesn't realize that a fire burns. He's gonna say, "Oh, this looks like a very nice thing over here. Let's get, like a kid. A kid likes to go over to something, always likes to touch everything, right?
Right.
It's a natural thing. It's because he doesn't have any seichel to know that if he starts playing around with it, he could get injured. He doesn't realize. So we have to realize.
So how is that? So how do you do that vis-a-vis words of Torah?
So he says you have to be very careful. You have to be very careful with analyzing to make sure you are reading it in the correct way. And if you're not sure, then ask somebody to teach you how it's properly to be read.
Okay, so
He didn't mention.
Let's say you make a mistake and you're not reading it in the right way. So how does that burn you?
You could think that what Chazal are saying is something which the Torah says is very wrong and very inappropriate. And if that's what you got from here, let's have an example. There's an example actually in the history of the Chazal. How did the movement of the Tzedukim and the Baitusim, the people, these two people, Baitus and Tzadok, they were students of one of the great sages of Israel, and they concluded from. Let's see, what was the statement that this great sage said? He said, "Oh yes," he said, "Al tishamshu asarav, don't serve Hashem in order to receive a reward, but serve Hashem in order to not receive a reward." Okay, that's what it says in Avos.
Right.
I forget who says it right now. You could look it up and see. But these two students, Tzadok and Baitus, they didn't properly understand the teacher's words. They thought that what he meant when he said, serve Hashem in order to not receive a reward, they thought that what comes out from his words is that there's no such thing as Olam Haba. There's no such thing as getting a reward for your Torah and mitzvahs. And they said, "Oh, if so, then there's no what's the they went completely off." So that's called getting burned by the teachings of the sages. precisely because of the fact that their words are very terse. They don't, and they seem to be very simple. It's very easy to translate them often. And a person could, he could be like what happened with Tzadok and Baitus. And they formed a whole movement of Baitusim and Sadukim. So so that's that's what he explains in terms of becoming not. Don't try to get too close. Don't try to touch. Because just like fire can burn if you get too close, even though if you stay your distance, it can be of great benefit. So too the words of Chazal. But the analogy to getting too close is that's the way I'm explaining it. To get too close means to for various reasons, a person comes to misinterpret what they say. So actually, we're not in the. We didn't finish it actually. So you have to give Nefesh Chaim a chance to finish his point. Maybe he's going to say a few more lines. We'll understand it better.
Yimtza v'socham in yanim mukim ram zichronam livracha hafoch ba bekule de kula ba. Okay, so he will find within them concepts that are deep, as it is stated by Chazal. I don't know what hafoch ba is.
Turn something over. Which means in what we're talking about over here, to turn over the words of Torah, to analyze them from all different angles, and try to understand what the. Okay, that's another way of understanding it.
Constantly review everything contained within. Okay. So, because they're so deep.
The kulubah. Because the kulubah, because everything is contained in them.
Right. Right. Aval tzarich v'hizaher ma'od b'gachaltan shelo likanes lehisbonein v'lachakor b'divarim she'ein cha reshus netuna lehisbonein bahem yotzer midai. Okay, but one needs to be careful, very careful, with their burning coals. That they not excessively delve into areas that they can't understand. Ke'amram sham ve'evei mischameim keneged uran shel chachamim. Hayinu shelo lehis rachek milchis bonain kalal b'divreihem ki lo ye ne me oram kalal. As they say there, and one should warm oneself opposite the light of the sages. That is, he should not avoid investigating them all. Oh, excuse me, I have to take a call.
Kalmim Sham, like it says over there in Avos, he's analyzing the mission Avos phrase by phrase. And this is the phrase over here. It says, "Vahabim is chamem keneged oram," and you should warm yourself opposite the lights that's provided by the sages. In other words, the fire that's provided by them, become warmed by that. Hainu, what does it mean? Keneged, opposites. Hainu shaloilis rachek milehit boneim chlal b'divrei. Not. It means that you shouldn't refrain from, you shouldn't get so, you shouldn't distance yourself to such an extent that you're going to not involve yourself in thinking about what they have to tell you at all. Because then you're not benefiting at all from their words. And it says in Avos that you should warm yourselves opposite their light, so you are getting benefit from what they say. So that on the one hand, we are commanded to delve into them, but on the other hand, it says keneged orim shel chachamim. You should warm yourselves opposite the lights, the fire of the sages. V'gam lo yitkarev yoter midai, and also it means, by the virtue of the fact that it says keneged, that you're going to warm yourself opposite the fire. You don't get too close to a fire, so you don't get too close to the words of the sages, such that you should not get burnt by by misinterpreting what it is that they say. You just warm yourself opposites their fire. Kamo shesiyim just like the Mishnah concludes, V'habe zohir v'gachalatan. And again, it says that you should be zohir, you should be wary and vigilant in regard to the gachalatan, their burning coals. Their words are like burning coals. So just like you be careful not to get too close to a burning coal, even though you wouldn't refrain from using them in a beneficial way, but don't get too close, because like that you could get burns. And so and what he's referring to about getting too close, that you could get burned, is if you delve into the words to go to an extent that you're not capable. The person's not capable of fathoming the concept that they're talking about over there. So that's what I'm saying. At that point, either you have to ask, what does this mean, and then you'll find out what it means, and like that you won't get burned by going into and drawing conclusions that are not warranted. Okay. All right. So we have any time left? We got 3 minutes left. So let's start the next section over here. Behine kan b'tevas makom. Now Nefesh Hahaim is returning to his to what he wanted to tell us to begin with. What does this mean, hamakom? In regard to Hashem. And we call upon Roy to continue the reading.
Hine kain kasava makom gam kain. This principle is also true here with the word makom. Makom. Even the
Oh, yes.
Hagam shepa shorta move on. Aval bashana da kinta kashin dak dek kain nimtsa shekolalu Ramazu Baze Od Anan Gadol. This principle is also true here with the word makom, that even though its simple meaning is understood, nevertheless, if one delves into it, one will find that it incorporates and hints at a further very great concept. There are many more categories of it I've got here. There are hints, there are limits to investigation. One may enter areas of spiritual danger. Also got written on the note in my side here.
Okay. This that Hashem is called makom. Pershu Zal, Chazal explained the Bereshis Rabbah in the Medrash on the Sefer Bereshis. Ala Pasuk, on the Pasuk, V'yivka b'makom. There you have it. Chazal understand that word in Chumash, that Yaakov Avinu, he met up with the place. And Chazal say that it says over there, Ba Makom with a patach is referring to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We see over here that Chazal saw from that word a reference to this concept of Hashem being called Ha-Makom. Even though the simple, actually the simple, straightforward of the meaning of the word over there is he chanced upon the place. He got to the place that he was gonna go to over there, Yaakov Avinu. I think that's referring to our Moriah. We'll look that up tomorrow, Bez Hashem. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Everybody.
Okay, very good.